Welcome to Schedule 1, a game about making drugs and money. Let's see how I do in this video. I start my day by waking up in my RV, ready to take on the world and its challenges. I go and grab my clippers and my watering can so I can go and harvest my weed so I can then sell it. I then package my weed so that I can sell it to my customers who will love it very much and totally not try to murder later on in this video. As I finish up packaging my weed, I go and fill my watering can so then I can water my other weed plant that I have growing here.
Shrink up, little one. You must become big and strong and make me money. Yes.
After watering my plants, I then set up some deals for the morning. I then go and talk to Uncle Nelson, who tells me he has some packages that he needs picked up in town, and says I can pick up whatever I want with it. So I hop in the truck and make my way to town with perfect driving expertise.
Fuck.
Once I get to town, I then park perfectly and get ready to start my deals. I then do my first deal of the day, giving this man 2 OG Kush.
You want 2 OG Kush? Kush. A Kush. Kush. Kush.
I then do a couple more deals throughout the day. I then do a deal to my one customer who tells me he has a friend named Chelsea. What are you doing? Alright, well, he then tells me he has a friend named Chelsea who would like to buy some products, so I go over and give her some product as a free sample.
Better like it. Better like it. Here we go.
After giving her a free sample, I hop over to the hardware store and buy myself 2 soil, and then go to leave. As I leave, I end up getting stopped by 2 cops that do a body search.
Oh shit. Shut up, ass. Shut up, ass. There we go.
After successfully concealing my drugs, I then go back into my truck to pick up the package that Uncle Nelson has. After arriving, I talk to the man who tells me that the package has not even been paid for, but I still get my stuff anyways. After receiving my package, I then leave in my truck and go home. After arriving home in again perfect driving skills, I park the truck back by the RV and then give Uncle Nelson his package for him. After giving Uncle Nelson his package, I then return to my RV so I can plant my seed. Once I plant my seed, I then proceed to water it and go to bed.
What? Uncle Nelson! Shit! Alright, fuck out of here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
After successfully escaping the police, I then drive until I reach a place called Highland Point with no money, nothing to my name except my RV and whatever's in it. This is where I will begin my massive drug empire throughout the series. I then create a very normal looking character who has no sleeping issues at all. Look how normal he looks. Very normal looking.
There we go.
Once I wake up, I get ready to plan my day and see what this town has to offer. I grab my stuff and get ready to take it on. But first, I must water my plants in order for them not to die on me while I'm out and about. Once my plants have been watered, I then leave my RV and get a text from an unknown number saying to go to a payphone. Once I get to a payphone, it turns out to be in fact Uncle Nelson, telling me that this is his old stomping grounds and he's left a few dead drops for me, so I head out to go look for them. But before doing that, I harvest my plants and do everything else I need to before I leave. Once harvested, I then package them up and then go to harvest my other plant once it's ready. I then leave my RV after collecting my stuff and getting ready to leave. I then leave the RV to go look for dead drops. I find the first one in a canal next to the sewer. I then find the second one with a nice little message next to it.
Piss.
After that confidence booster, I then picked up the second dead drop and went to the third one. After picking up the third one, I then go to return to my RV so I can continue my business.
My RV.
I return to my RV to find out it has been blown up by a gang called the Benzies. So I then head to a payphone to tell Uncle Nelson about the scandal that has just been created.
They blew up my RV, Uncle Nelson.
After getting some information from Uncle Nelson, I then decide to head over to the hotel and buy a room. After buying said room, I then go into my motel room so then I can set up my drug business inside of this place I'm going to call the Roach Room. Once everything gets set up, I will then try and find a supplier so I can get seeds so I can create more drugs. But first, I head over to the hardware store so I can buy some soil and anything else I might need in order to start up my business. But my dumbass forgot to put money into my bank account. So after that is done, I go back to Dan's hardware so I can purchase the items that I want. After purchasing, he asked what I do and I told him agriculture because he does not need any business of what I do. I return to my motel to find out I have a neighbor.
Would you like to buy some drugs?
After kindly introducing myself to the neighbor, I then proceed to put my soil into the pots, which is where they belong. Not anywhere else. Not on the floor, in the pots. After the soil has been put into the pots, I then leave to go talk to Uncle Nelson at a payphone. Sir, the ATM is not a payphone. There you go. While talking to Uncle Nelson, he then tells me he has an old supplier who he hooks me up with. So then I proceed to order a dead drop and wait for it to be delivered. Whilst I wait for my dead drop, I go and pick up some baggies, which I will use to package my drugs. I then pick up my dead drop at I don't know where, but I did. I return to my motel and plant my seeds. Once my seeds were packaged, I went to sleep. The next day, I awake once more to harvest my drugs and get them packaged. Once I package my drugs, I then leave to go do some deals and make more customers by giving out, yes, you already know it, free samples. But first, I must put my drugs up on the market so then I can get messages for drugs. Once I get my first message, I then accept it, planning it for the afternoon, and then talk to this man named Peter File. I give him a free sample. He then proceeds to like my drugs, so he is now my friend. I then give out a few more free samples to more people around Highland Point. This one lady did not like my drugs, so I proceeded to beat the ever-living shit out of her and stole everything that she owned. This is why you like my drugs. I then proceeded to do a couple more deals with some customers that I have. This man did not order a deal, but I decided to sell him some drugs because I felt like it, okay? I wanted to give him drugs. After I proceeded to give him drugs, I waited here for my next customer, Peter File, who is nowhere to be seen. After waiting what felt like 10 years, he finally showed up. The meeting was scheduled for an hour earlier. How did he not show up? So I went to talk to Uncle Nelson and complain about what Peter File has done. But other than that, I then returned to go find more customers, and this man here also did not like my drugs. So I proceeded to rob and beat him for everything he had. I then asked my landlord if she wanted some of my drugs, which of course she did. So after going around and getting some more customers, I ended up getting stopped by the police.
Fuck.
After being caught with illegal substances, I decided to make a run for my life, deciding to hide around a building and try and fight the cops, which did not go well.
Fuck. They're shooting at me.
After hiding around another building, I then waited for the cops to show up and was able to knock out 2 of the officers. After both officers were knocked out, I then proceeded to take their guns and run away with them. I then found a nearby dumpster and hid in it and tried to get another deal set up. While trying to get this deal set up, I almost got caught by an officer 1 second before the wanted dead or alive thing went away. I was indeed very lucky when this happened. After that, I then decided to explain to this woman that I wanted to sell her drugs in a very calm and collective manner. She did not like my drugs, but I withstood the will to shoot her and left. I then decided to do a deal with this man right here, giving him some good drugs. This is why we like this man. I then did one more deal, took my drugs off for the night, and then went to bed. Once I wake up the next morning, I proceed to leave my motel room and order a dead drop from my supplier for 2 OG Kush, as you can see right there on the screen. I then pay off my supplier with all the money that I owe him and go out to get more free samples to Lugwood. He didn't like my samples, so I shot him.
Didn't like my shit. You didn't like my wee boy. You don't like my fucking wee boy.
After putting down Ludwig, like the dog he is, I hid around this house hoping to lose the cops. My attempts were futile and I got spotted by the police. I then hid on this roof and decided to make my last stand. I got this. Shit. Ah, damn it. But I was caught by the police and was fined a lot of money and lost all my drugs. So I went, picked up my dead drop, and then proceeded to buy the sweatshop. I then went to my home to pick up all of my belongings to move them in. Once I was moved in, I went over to Dan's Hardware, bought some soil, I then planted my seeds like a normal person does. After I have planted my seeds, I then went over to Dan's Hardware to purchase some baggies so then I can package my drugs. Once my baggies were purchased, I returned to my sweatshop and decided to call it a day. If you guys like this type of content, like and subscribe, and I will be posting more of this very soon. Good day.